Welcome to the NXT TakeOver 36 watch party. This is the Going Broadway Podcast. It is Sunday night. Alex and Cole are with you tonight.
Or evening, actually. Just so used to saying that.
Rewind.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Going Broadway Podcast, the greatest wrestling podcast ever. And listen, this weekend's already been nuts, and we still have one more night to go.
This is the most. Let's put it this way. This is the best time in a while that it's been to be a wrestling fan, and if you disagree, then I'm sorry. And what is an incredible time in pro wrestling. We're not going to get too much into specifics tonight. If this is your first time watching us, let us know. We want to give you a proper shout out. Normally, we are live every Central. So you're welcome to come back and join us. And yeah, I'm excited about tonight. Mark just had a hope for some more big surprises tonight. At this point, I would totally be okay with just a good night of wrestling, just in terms of just in-ring action, in-ring storytelling, which is what NXT is known for. I'll tell you what, I will let the cat out of the bag. I don't know how many of you saw this, but whenever we went live, you might have noticed. We have a table full of NXT belts. Now, these are from my personal collection. These will not be given away. Sorry. However, you can't really see it that well. But in the background, there is an old school NXT poster signed by, I think it's signed by actually everybody. It's on the poster. Finn Balor, Sami Zayn, Apollo Crews, Baron Corbin, Bayley, Alexa Bliss, Elias, when he was known as Elias Sampson. You remember that?
Enzo, Big Cass, Carmella.
Ty Dillinger, also known as Sean Spears. Carmella, Peyton Royce.
Bull Dempsey.
I don't remember Bull Dempsey. But I do remember Tommaso Ciampa. He's on there. And some guys named Dash and Dawson. They're buddies of yours, right?
No.
You're fans of theirs.
No. Reboot. Start over.
Cash and Dax. Also known as, I said that backwards. Also known as Dax and Cash presently. Chris says audio keeps cutting out, guys, glitching. Sound is cutting out at times.
Can anybody else confirm that?
We were having some technical issues this earlier before we went live. So
anybody else having sound issues?
I'm just cutting out at time. Fantastic. Check. Well, I see the little. So I'm looking to my left. There is a green meter that goes up and down when I talk.
Can anybody check YouTube? Can you see if YouTube's working? Or if it's across the board?
Brian says it did at first, but mine's been good since. We're just gonna have to go with it. Yeah, for whatever reason, we've had some technical stuff going on. Ironically, ever since we got back into the studio this past week. So, regardless, it's going to be a fun night. I'm actually going to put TakeOver on right now because I believe they're...
Might need to switch the camera so we don't get flagged.
Good call.
We'll win that dispute, though.
Good call. But yeah, we're going to get this going. And hopefully turn this sound down enough to where our mics don't pick anything up. Fingers crossed. We'll see. It's giving us the old stay tuned. Oh.
Right on time.
Right on time.
Right on time.
You could not have.
Oh my goodness.
Look at that.
It's like we knew it was going to happen.
Anyway, guys, if you've never joined us for a watch party, this is going to be a lot casual. Cole and I are just going to kind of watch, chat with you guys. One small rule, depending on timing, whether you're on Facebook, YouTube, depending on your Wi-Fi, your connection, whatever. no spoilers, please. And we'll try to as well after. This is something we've not necessarily done a great job of, but we'll try to speak once something happens as far as a conclusion or if somebody. We'll try to. We might react with excitement, but we'll kind of let it breathe for 30 seconds, a minute, whatever, just so we're not giving away spoilers. But, yeah, Jason's like, give away the poster. We will be giving that away. However, I'm not going to say when. You just got to stay tuned. You got to stick with us. I might give it away at the end of the show. I might give it away in 5 minutes. You never know. So
we just have had people in the past, going back to your point, that their streams might be a little quicker than ours as far as what we've watched. So we just ask that you don't post anything until we've said something in the chat. We usually wait about 15 after we've seen the results just to try to give enough time for everybody to see it. So hopefully, yours is staying up quick enough with us to kind of stay on track with that. So,
yep. But again, this is very laid back. We're going to chow down on some food. And as we go, we'll do predictions. What I was saying about the poster giveaway, stick with us because we might not only give away the poster. Just got to wait and find out. And just because I'm not giving away any of these belts on the desk doesn't mean I won't give away one. Not one of these, but something.
You never know.
You never know. Someone's got a good eye. Someone said, "Where's the NXT women's belt?" Fantastic eye. I don't have one. That is the only NXT belt I don't have. Technically, I don't have the NXT UK tag belts either, but those have not been made into replica. But that being said, wink, wink, if anyone wants to, help a brother out and get me an NXT women's title, I won't say no. All seriousness, guys, you don't have to do that. You guys have already, as our viewers and listeners, you've gone way above and beyond at this point. Cole and I, if you've not watched this past week's show, a signed Sting poster. Someone else who wishes to remain anonymous actually sent me this NXT women's tag belt, which was very, 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 very briefly, from what I understand, just a super short window was available on WWE Shop. It's not there now. More than likely, it's just due to anytime they release a belt, it's there and it's gone because people jump on it and they only make a certain limited quantity. But what was even like, also got Cole a so Chris's audio just dropped for about a second while Cole was talking, just FYI. As we go, audio drops, if the video drops, if we get dropped off Facebook or YouTube for whatever reason, I've got this volume pretty low. I doubt that our mics pick it up, but you never know. Who made the GBP belts? So I don't have them in here right now, but those are actually made by Wildcat Championship belts. So they're actually part of our graphic in terms of design at the end of each podcast. So
did you see the video of Brock taking John Cena to Suplex City after SummerSlam? Went maybe a build to Cena. Well, I don't think it's a build towards Cena versus Brock.
That was just something for the crowd. I think
they were upset that he didn't suplex somebody or F5. They go back out there and I guess do it to John because he's the person that's out there. On how I feel about that whole situation on Wednesday.
Yeah, like I said, guys, we can touch on stuff a little bit tonight, but I really want to save our overall discussion for stuff that happened on SummerSlam last night, Rampage this past Friday.
Emergence, Impact, that was Friday as well.
But I'll say this. What's the word I'm looking for here? I'm trying to think of the appropriate. I'll just call it a soapbox moment on Wednesday. Mine is going to be more on the whole Bianca Belair, Becky Lynch stuff. Again, I'm not going to get into it tonight.
We might need a category just called like rant session or soapbox, because I feel like you and I both are going to have some things to say.
Yeah. Yeah, there's going to be a lot to rant about on Wednesday. And you know, it's not awesome stuff that happened. I mean, we had a couple of awesome matches on SummerSlam last night. I'm not trying to means Edge and Rollins last night was good. Cena and Reigns was, in my opinion, match of the night.
I agree.
So they were they're both very good matches. So I think that, did they add a pre-show match?
I was thinking that there was probably going to be one, but
I could have sworn I saw somewhere that they added a pre-show match. I might have made that up. No, they did add a pre-show. It's Trey Baxter and Ridge Holland. Wait, what? Sorry.
It might be good.
Just
Trey Baxter is really good, actually.
I'm still not, small sample size, I'm still not sold on Ridge Holland yet.
Ridge Holland is their typical, I see him doing really well because of the push he's going to get because of his build. He is the typical Vince McMahon guy.
Welcome to NXT, pal. Something else I'll say, I really want to bite my tongue on this. I'm just going to say it. Probably within 2 to 3 weeks, I'm going to have a big rant, and not in a good way, on NXT. With the rumored changes, rebranding, whatever. I mean, it's not rumored anymore. Nick Khan actually said during an interview with I can't think of his name now. I gotta look it up.
I don't know if I'd call Ridge Holland I think he's much different than Ryback.
I forgot who it was with. That's, I guess I'm pronouncing his name right. But yeah, Nick Khan basically confirmed that there's going to be some changes within the next, I think he said 2 weeks or 3 weeks. So I'm actually going to ditch these headphones. Unfortunately, I forgot to bring my my in-ear headphones. Usually I like to have one ear open and one ear in with the headphones, but I forgot them, so I'm just going to go headphoneless tonight for now. So, Brian, as far as this rebranding, they're trying to get away from the indie craze that they said NXT became, but in my opinion, that's what made NXT fun and interesting.
It definitely is what
good,
made it
good
different,
storytelling.
for sure. And what's interesting is, I think I was sharing this with you, since we're talking NXT tonight, I think it's interesting that they kind of equate that they lost the war to AEW, and I'm like, I don't think that were the problem. I think the wrestling was the best part. I think if I was going to compare apples to oranges, the wrestling was better on NXT. You were putting your third, what you deem your third best product, even though it's not, as the thing that was going to go up against AEW versus automatically switching at nights or moving it around. Because really, Dynamite should be SmackDown. It shouldn't be competing with NXT because it's not your main product. But I digress. It's a great question to submit for our fan mail for Wednesday.
Agreed.
We're gonna stay away from you or SummerSlam and all that tonight.
As I say, we're side of tonight's NXT pay-per-view. We might, briefly touch on things here and there, but I would say we've probably to this point mentioned anything and everything that doesn't involve tonight's NXT event. We've probably just about talk about all we're going to mention. So, but yeah, tune in Wednesday. Again, we're normally live every Wednesday morning, 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Central. If you can't catch us live, all of our shows are archived on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. We are also back up on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify. As we speak, our website is in the works. So pretty soon, you can actually go to it now, but the website's not finished. But pretty soon, you'll be able to go to goingbroadwaypodcast.com, check out all of our links to all of our social media pages. You'll be able to check out a link to our store for our shirts, all of our merch. So Brian says, Cole versus O'Reilly. Who do you got? So we did our predictions this past Wednesday.
We can recap them.
We can. I honestly don't remember who I picked for a couple of them.
Let's go back through them.
We'll go back through them. And I'll tell you what. If it's not in any way related.
Just how I felt this morning.
Well, it was really how I felt on Wednesday versus how I feel now. We can go through multiple. Dragunov,
I went Dragunov, and I think you did.
I think I did too. Raquel against Dakota.
We differed here.
Yeah, you went with
Dakota.
You went with Dakota, and I said Raquel would retain. LA Knight, Cameron Grimes. I think we both said LA Knight.
Yep.
Wait, no. Sorry, we both said Cameron. Didn't we?
Yeah, we both said Cameron Grimes.
Yeah.
Because we made the joke about if there was a Butler match,
yeah,
obviously that person loses. But if there's a Butler match to the Butler match, that's where that rule is.
O'Reilly versus Adam Cole. Depending on how they book these two post-match. I think I said O'Reilly.
I think we both went.
So we both went with O'Reilly, even down to fall by fall.
Yes, we said that they were going to win each other's falls, each other's match selection.
Yeah.
And then O'Reilly would come out on top. Mainly, we believe that either Adam Cole is, based off rumors, he's either done with WWE after this because his contract was up somewhere after SummerSlam, is what we had read. So there is that, as well as I'm back from outer space. So we
out. Check.
Check one.
I'm going to reboot our soundboard.
All right. Check. Guys, let me know. We're trying to reboot here, see if that helps. Can somebody let me know? I think it's only when I was talking.
Check. Yeah, it's not working for me either.
Check 1, 2. Brian says good. Continuing to talk.
Check.
Let me know if it cuts out for anybody. You're fine. Check. 1, 2.
I don't know.
Going straight to the moon. Saki says good. Andrew says good. Okay.
All right, I guess we're good.
We'll keep it going. So, anyways, we discussed that as of now, Adam Cole's contract was supposedly up probably sometime after SummerSlam with WWE. So, if he's going to re-sign with WWE, we believe that it'll be a big deal, and it will be him going to SmackDown or Raw. So we discussed that this would be a sign-off match for him in that regard, or there is the possibility that he could not re-sign with WWE and that he could go on and be an indie guy or AEW exclusive or whatever he decides to do from there. Either way, we believe that this might be, or should be, I should say, the ride-off match into the sunset. The only thing that we discussed is the possibility that he could feud with someone else we projected to win this evening, which you and I both, I believe, said Samoa Joe was going over Karrion Kross tonight. So
jumping ahead a little bit, but yeah,
we believe that there's a possibility that if they wanted to do Cole versus Joe, they might leave him in NXT just a little bit longer to do that, which would mean that they would need Cole to win this match for that to happen. But we ultimately believe that Kyle O'Reilly was going to win this because we think he'll be the next kind of guy up in NXT as far as who they're going to continue to build upon. So
yeah.
Andrew's saying this is way better.
I literally just turned the soundboard off and then turned it back on.
You did pull my cord out. You did reset cords too. So it might have just been earlier he showed we had all these belts on here. They might have just been pulling on the cord.
Actually, don't want to show that. I about showed our wide shot of the belts, but
there's there might have been a possibility that it was pulling on the cords. So
yeah.
But yeah.
Matt Hayde and Adam Cole back to Ring of Honor.
Not exclusively. If he goes independence, the forbidden door is open. He will end up in AEW, probably signed to them with the ability to do Impact and New Japan and more than likely ROH. But I don't know if they'll let him take the belt off Bandito. We're currently watching vignettes of the Cameron Grimes LA Knight saga of him being the butler and whatnot. And here's the thing. Cameron Grimes has been hilarious in this. I mean, so much that he's done. And let's just be real. He has done a very good job at getting himself over as a face.
Jason Fee, please be careful driving on the interstate.
Doing the Lion King thing with my phone.
I assume that means
the raising of the bra. I'm wondering when this match is going to take place. There's only 11 minutes left in the pre-show, and there's supposed to be a pre-show match. Granted, that match is probably going to be less than 5 minutes. I don't see Ridge Holland giving Trey Baxter that much.
You got to factor in entrances, though, too.
I don't see Ridge Holland having that long of a match with Trey Baxter, even though I think Trey Baxter really proved himself in the breakout tournament. They obviously are going to build Ridge Holland to be this massive dude.
What are your guys' thoughts on Vic Joseph?
He actually kind of reminds me of like a younger, like Michael Cole, like when Michael Cole wasn't good yet. But here we go. We're starting the pre-show match here. While we're waiting though, we had someone ask this. Obviously, we've had a pretty big weekend of some crazy stuff that's happened. We're not going to go into detail of those crazy things. But do we see any debuts tonight? Do we see anybody called back down to NXT? Anybody show up? Do we see anything surprising tonight that's outside of the card? I know you and I are kind of thinking of the mindset that there's already been a lot that's happened. It might be kind of dumb to try to add to that fire. But at the same time, we're talking about WWE here. They might feel the need to amp this up as well, as it's kind of the last thing that we're going to see this weekend as far as wrestling. A lot of people are saying Mandy Rose tonight.
Who would it be, though?
Mandy Rose managing. Let's think of names. Ridge Holland could be one, but I doubt they would have her show up during the pre-show. And he's already kind of with Pete Dunne in them. So let's think.
Yeah, I don't understand. I don't get that. connection. I mean, I do, but
Just the fact that they're NXT UK people.
It just felt like it was just thrown together.
I'm trying to think.
Which is very not NXT-esque, but...
We could talk maybe...
Ooh, Bobby Fish comes back to help Kyle O'Reilly. That'd be a interesting little...
Oh, that's a good point. Brian, I like it. Mandy Rose not necessarily manages, but helps Dakota Kai, as Dakota Kai's like new person. Because reason why I picked Dakota Kai is I think that Raquel Gonzalez might be getting called up to the main roster. So I could definitely see that. LA Knight,
Yeah.
I'd almost see her being a face than a heel, but unless there's the Dakota Kai storyline, I do like that. But
Sorry, I don't think Braun Strowman is going to make a return to NXT.
I thought maybe Samoa Joe, like, just kind of being in his corner. Not that he needs a mic person, though. She's not necessarily the greatest mic person, so...
I was about to say, that'd be a rare situation where the wrestler is actually better on the mic than the manager.
And that's what I'm trying to think, is that I don't really think there's anybody on this card that I'm just like... LA Knight, maybe. He's good on the mic, but, eye candy would help his gimmick.
You can obviously throw out the NXT UK title match. That's not going to...
Yeah, I don't see her being aligned with either of those guys. Oh, that's what I read. I was telling you the other day, I thought there was another WWE women's wrestler. Is Dakota Kai pregnant? Now that I think about it, that was the name that I thought I read that somebody said she was. Or is it, there's Candice LeRae. I know she's pregnant right now. Huh. Ooh. I wonder if Mandy Rose and Frankie Monet team up.
Ooh, Ted DiBiase Jr. returns.
DiBiase Jr. returns to challenge for $1 Million Championship. That would be interesting. Now that belt's back, his dad's obviously involved in this storyline. We've seen other guys make returns here. The one that stuck out to me, and I just thought for NXT this would be a big deal. If my prediction's right, Samoa Joe gets the win. What if Davey Boy Smith Jr. comes out?
That's true. I mean,
he's re-signed. He was obviously already in ring shape, ready to go, and I don't see him coming back to the main roster like first. And I could see him being the guy that kind of gets in Joe's face next. For those of you, we've given this a lot of time to breathe. Clearly, yeah. Ridge Holland won this match. I don't think anybody had any question of if he was going to win.
For anything pre-show, for any of our watch parties, I don't think it's really necessary to let it breathe. But
this match went about 3 minutes long.
Jessica Carr does referee a lot. She refereed some matches on SummerSlam last night. I think.
I actually like her as a ref, though.
She's good.
I think she does a really good job. We got about 5 minutes before the card starts. So do me a favor, guys. We kind of went through our predictions. Throw your predictions in the chat. Would love to see who you guys are thinking of. Maybe go ahead and also just tell us what match you're most anticipating the most. Like, there's a couple matches on here who have the potential to steal the show. Obviously Cole and O'Reilly, I think, is up there. Joe and Cross is up there. And I'm going to say Walter and Dragunov. Last time they were in match of the year candidate for their match. So
yeah.
I'm not sleeping on their match either. I am questioning, who is this girl? Like, I know Sam Roberts, but who is the girl? I think I've seen her
like Mackenzie Mitchell.
Yeah, but why do I not recognize her?
I don't know. She's been on.
I know. I feel like I've seen her like interview people maybe, but I didn't know she was like pre-show famous, if that makes sense.
I mean, she does backstage interviews usually. I'm not a Sam Roberts guy.
I really don't understand why they use him so much.
I don't know.
I don't find his takes or him to be that interesting, to be honest.
And look, I mean, that's just our opinion. Some people don't find our takes or our opinions interesting, and that's totally fine. I mean, I get that not everybody is for everybody as it relates to, podcasts. He has his Not Sam podcast. I think that's what it's called. But I don't know. I just not a Sam Roberts guy. That's just my take.
So what do we think opens up this card?
I think it's almost got to be Grimes and
I
LA
was thinking
Knight.
Grimes or LA Knight or Dakota Kai and Raquel.
Because NXT generally is not so. WWE pay-per-views are usually kind of like they do this. They start off hot and then they kind of have a roller coaster effect where they kind of have a main event-esque match to like open a card and then kind of does this. Steven says UK title opens, which could be.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be. NXT pay-per-views generally are just like this. They continually pique your interest as the card, go from beginning to end. It's just they're more traditionally structured, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And not that the opener of any NXT pay-per-view is bad, because that just in their entirety, NXT pay-per-views have just been that good from the standpoint that beginning to end is, I'd say 95% must watch. Like generally, you're not going to be able to take a bathroom break during an NXT pay-per-view unless it's during a vignette, if you don't want to miss anything.
So question, what closes this card? You would almost think because it's the 2 out of 3 falls, it would have to be O'Reilly and Cole, but there's no belt. Does that devalue the Cross and Joe match? If they're not the headliner? I'm kind of questioning now. I like the idea of the UK match opening, though, honestly.
So, Steven, you can't rely on Wikipedia for match order. Like, I've actually got that pulled up now. If you go by what Wikipedia has, the NXT title match will be the second match on the card. That's not going to happen.
The only thing I could see being that early is if it was to open for some reason. But I just feel like that match is going to be probably second to last or last. I'm trying to decide which one of that it's going to be at this point.
Jimmy England, we mentioned earlier we're not going to touch too much on SummerSlam or AEW, anything aside from tonight's NXT pay-per-view. Tune in at our normal time this Wednesday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Central. We're going to have a lot to say as it relates to AEW, a lot as it relates to last night's SummerSlam.
Just too much to talk about right now when we're going to put the focus on NXT here in about 3 minutes. So
Matt says, what if O'Reilly and Cole open? I doubt that happens.
That would be insane. It'd be an insane start to a show. I do want to make mention, Mark says, I see Davey Boy Jr.'s something to do with Walter match. Read somewhere that WWE Davey and NXT UK to feud with Walter.
And that could be, I mean, that was the plan for him, before COVID and stuff hit. So
that's interesting. I like it. I like it a lot, especially if Walter's stuck over a stateside, and we're going to get that actually in NXT, not necessarily NXT UK, but NXT. I like that. Jason says, this podcast is the best in the world. Now, where's their ice cream bars? Sorry, guys, there are no ice cream bars being presented tonight.
And I will say this. If we had ice cream bars, we would not be able to sell the wrappers for what the Punk ones are going for on eBay. If you've not seen that, that is insane.
But we would try. Because we'd have to ship them.
We would. I was gonna say we would get we'd probably break even after we tried to ship them. Might even lose money.
Brian says Cena comes back to feud with Joe. John Cena is not coming to NXT, bro. Oh, man. See, here's the thing. I actually don't want to see Davey Boy Smith with Tyson Kidd because I think it'll devalue him as a singles wrestler at this point.
Well,
not that they weren't good as a tag team. If they want to do that later on, if he does, he doesn't blow up like they think they're going to, and they still want to utilize him and bring Tyson Kidd in and do a tag run with them, that's cool. I'm cool with that. But Davey Boy was like one of these massive stars that they signed out of free agency. He was MLW champion for like several days. I mean,
sorry, not to interrupt, Cole. They're running an NXT UK title vignette. This could open. Oh, never mind.
They're running all the vignettes.
Yeah.
Right now.
Well, at first they were running the UK title vignette, and then they went straight to the women's title vignette. I thought at first maybe they were opening with the UK title match, but
thought it was funny. Is there anyone in NXT expecting to return soon? See, I was trying to think of that earlier because I'm not necessarily convinced that we're going to see somebody that we haven't seen before. I'm more convinced that we're going to see someone we haven't seen in a minute.
Because if you think of the free agent pool, I don't know anybody out there offhand that would be like a shock. Conclusion of TakeOver, somebody comes out, especially since they're trying to get away from this whole indie craze or whatever.
It would have to be a guy that has the right build, that has the right stuff, because if we're talking about rebranding, we're talking about most of these guys are probably going to be guys that are the right build for the McMahon family. So we're talking big. And I think this is apparent because if you look at the NXT Breakout Tournament, just about all the guys in the match, in the tournament, I would say over half were bigger guys. Odyssey Jones is in the finals too. I'd pretty much see him winning it. Not that I don't like the other guy. I can't remember his name at this point. I thought he was good too in his match, but I see Odyssey Jones winning that. Yeah. We're kicking it off right now. They are showing us all of the pyrotechnics that we couldn't get.
That was SummerSlam didn't allow pyro in Allegiant Stadium, which
apparently they didn't allow a lot of things. Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how many of you guys are aware of this, but SummerSlam Allegiant Stadium had a ton of issues last night. Wi-Fi didn't work. Vendors and concessions were shut down. For a time, people were actually getting free food because the card readers weren't working. Literally, toilets were backing up. The intercom system with their workers in Allegiant Stadium wasn't working. Just a mess.
Jason Fee, you bring up a good point. What about that guy that's supposed to be the next new big thing? I think he's talking about Parker Bordeaux. Mm-hmm. Parker Bordeaux could make his appearance tonight. We did get Brock, back, and we'll talk more about that on Wednesday. But they're saying that he could be the next Brock Lesnar. This might be the perfect time to bring him in. So if they want to do the comparison thing, you could literally compare him now. But I could see him debuting if he was to get involved after a match and attack somebody.
Bonnie beat me to it. It'd be a cool discussion for another time. If Wade Barrett would ever get back in the ring.
I thought about that at the beginning of the show. He's still in in-ring shape, it looks like. I also like this. Keith Lee to show back up in NXT. Lee versus Joe would be insane. I'm not going to say no to it. I mean, he's kind of been off air. I even thought names like Ricochet and some of those guys.
Yeah.
We are starting off with the Ted DiBiase $1 Million Championship Butler match, whatever you want to call it. We're starting off with it. So good call. You called that on the head right there. Oh, this is interesting.
So I wonder what the trash can's for.
To use, I guess.
Well, I mean,
is this a no DQ?
I didn't think so.
I love that he comes out.
Oh, is he going to throw the Butler garb in the... Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense. I love that he had been wrestling in the Butler gear, though. Oh, look at that.
Oh, the $1 million vest.
Oh, the tights.
Wow.
That's a lot of sparkles.
That's
Net worth $50 million from stocks and cryptocurrency. I just read that.
That's a lot of sequins. Bonnie, I agree.
Well, that's a look. Listen, Wade versus Walter would be insane. Wade Barrett versus Walter would be nuts.
I still can't get over his ring gear.
One thing would make it better if he was wearing like a headband that was like that too, or a hat. If he was wearing his like cowboy hat thing that he has, it was all bedazzled out.
What is he?
We got LA Knight coming out now.
What do you guys think of as far as LA Knight's stint in NXT thus far? The former Eli Drake. That was his name, right? Eli Drake?
Yeah.
So, of course, he's going to reach down in the trash can, tell DiBiase he's going to have to wear that.
I'll say this. I like LA Knight. I hope that they actually start to utilize him. I think he'll be a big part of their rebranding. He should be. He fits the exact mold of what they want. Good size, talker on the mic, can perform in the ring.
He's a great talker on the mic, and I actually think they don't use him enough on that.
I think right now they don't have anything for him in the North American or the NXT title picture, so they've kind of been sticking him here for right now, just giving him TV time. But
I wouldn't be surprised if he drops $1 million title tonight if he gets thrown into the North American title picture.
Well, that's heel versus heel right now. That's the only negative.
Well, they kind of are. They're almost seemingly so. Escobar, what's his?
Santos Escobar.
Yeah. It almost seems like they're trying to turn them face.
Like I said, NXT's always kind of been the one brand that they kind of don't care if you're a heel or face. They just do storylines. And naturally, the crowds are going to go with who they like.
Yeah.
But regardless, I like LA Knight. The only thing I hate about him is his name, actually. I like the music. I like the gimmick. I like everything about it. But I'm not a big fan of the name.
We have a lot of people saying that they like Eli Drake / LA Knight. Bonnie says she thinks he is boring. Hot take for the evening so far.
Mark, you're going to have to explain to me how Eli Drake's gimmick is like Stone Cold's. Because I don't understand that. I'm curious to see how you got those comparisons. Because he actually reminds me more of like a... I'm going to say more of like a JBL, more kind of cocky, arrogant, always got something to say.
He does remind me of someone. I can't put my finger on it, though.
Trevor Lee was Brian. His name was Trevor Lee.
He worked hard for that back body drop. I don't know how many of you guys caught that, but
Chops Videos. I'm not sure. I've seen you on here before. Thank you for joining us. If this is your first time, let us know. We like to try to give shout outs to our first time listeners. Unless you're operating on a different Facebook.
Yeah, and that goes for everybody. Please let us know if you've not checked us out before. Like Cole said, let us know. We always love to give our first-time viewers a proper shout-out. Again, I'll say this multiple times on our show this evening. We are normally live every Wednesday, 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Central. We'll frequently do watch parties like this. I would say probably once every 3 months or so. As far as our next one, I mean, I've not really thought about it, but we will have one more before the year is over. It definitely won't be Full Gear because we plan on being there in November. Possibly
We saw Mr. Ted DiBiase get involved in this match a little bit.
So say possibly in October or December NXT pay-per-view again or WWE pay-per-view. We'll see. I'm still trying to think of who LA Knight reminds me of. It hasn't hit me yet. Can't put my finger on it. It's a early to mid 2000s wrestler though.
Now you got me questioning because I'm trying to think of.
Oh, Whiplash.
Jason P. LA Knight reminds me of
Shocker.
that Eli Drake guy in Impact. I wonder.
He reminds me of Nation of Domination Rock. Yeah, I can kind of see that a little bit.
Yeah, I could see that.
I can't put my finger on what it is, though. And it's no disrespect to LA Knight, but it's definitely a early to mid 2000s mid Carter. I can't think of who it is, though. No, definitely not Heidenreich.
Heidenreich.
Definitely not.
Oh, my goodness.
Jeez.
Heidenreich. See, Brian, that's what I said. I said LA Knight reminds me of a JBL. Cocky as can be, and thinks he's better than everyone. See, I think he gives me JBL vibes. Yeah, Brian, we'll talk about that again.
I just thought of who he reminds me of.
On Wednesday. I love the questions, guys. Alex normally will post a post on our Facebook page, so turn those questions in when he posts that, and we usually get to most of them, so I like the questions. We're going to keep it on NXT for right now.
Oh, yeah.
Who were you thinking of, though?
Kennedy.
Mr. Kennedy.
Yeah.
I could see that.
Yeah.
I definitely could see that.
And I mean, high mid card, I should say.
I mean, they obviously had some kind of plan for him because he was Money in the Bank. He lost that to
Edge.
He was one of the ones who never got to cash it in.
Yeah. Redneck Jamie Noble, Billy Kidman. No, it was definitely Kennedy is who I was trying to think of. Is Kennedy still around?
NWA. Yep.
Is he doing NWA?
Uh-huh.
Like recently?
Yeah. Yep. He's in NWA.
I'm sure he's Mr. Anderson though now.
Mr. Anderson, yeah. I want to say I saw him a few weeks back in a video clip. So far, not a bad match.
Yeah, guys, if you can't join us on Wednesday mornings, like I said, please go back and check out the video once it's been archived. I say archived, but I mean it'll be at the top of our Facebook page. You can check it out on YouTube. You can check it out on Twitter. If you can't watch the video, or if you're driving in your car, like I said, you can check us out on Apple and Google Podcasts now, Spotify, SoundCloud. What are some other? Podbean, I know, is going to be one of them. But yeah, everywhere you listen to your favorite podcasts, we should be on there soon if we're not already. We did somewhat of a, I'll call it a semi reboot this past week. We did our house shows for a while. COVID kind of put things on pause as far as getting things uploaded to the podcasting platforms. But we have resumed that starting with this past week's show, and they will be on there going forward. So, Anthony, we appreciate it. Thank you so much. And real quick, guys, I mean, we've been promoting this for a better part of a year. We're still going to do that 3 free belt giveaway once we get to 5,000 Facebook likes, and at last check, I think we needed like 45. I mean, we're super close, guys. Between 45 and 50, I know that. But I'm checking right now. On my end, it shows we are at, if I can get to it, there we go. We are at 4,951, so we need 49 more. So invite your friends, invite your family, invite your acquaintances. If you want to post on Facebook groups, assuming that you're following the particular groups, posting rules and sharing and such, please invite people to like our Facebook page. Let them know they might be able to win 3 free belts. But you get up to 4 entries. So if you like our Facebook page, if you follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, you get 1 entry for doing each of those. So just keep that in mind. We do have a Patreon page as well, patreon.com/Going Broadway Podcast. You can check us out there if you want to become a monthly financial supporter of our show. We would appreciate it. There are some different tiers to choose from. Each of them have their own individual benefits, which does include additional entries into that free belt giveaway. You can get discounts on our podcast shirts and otherwise, other merch that we do plan to have probably before the year is over. Free merch as well. So Chris says, I don't have friends, I watch wrestling. Well, Chris, we're friends of yours. All of us here. I like to think that wrestling, and I say this in all seriousness. The wrestling community as a whole, whether it be in person or online, I like to think that we're all friends. I don't say that to be cheesy, but anyway. Let's see. Bonnie says, I hope Ted Jr. comes out and takes the belt away from the winner as it is his inheritance.
Listen, I'm down for it. I'm all for it. If they could pull that off, I'm pretty sure he runs like a youth camp though, so I don't see him.
And I think he's pretty happy outside of professional wrestling. I mean, he got out of it just I think because he just said he was burnt out.
Yeah, I think he was just done. So I don't see him coming out, but I would be all for it. Ooh. That looked like it hurt the neck.
He's done that move before, and every time it makes me nervous.
Yeah, he landed pretty rough. He's bleeding, too. Maybe it was better than I thought.
Yeah.
His hair makes it hard to tell where his head landed. I like the move. I think it's a creative move.
Also, guys, just a reminder, if you haven't heard already, and this is going to be one of the few things that we talk about outside of tonight's pay-per-view, but we will be having Tully Blanchard on live in studio Thursday, November 4th. That will be still 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Central, but we won't have a Wednesday show that week. However, again, join us live Thursday, November 4th. Tully Blanchard live in studio. That'll be a must-watch show. I'm not sure how Grimes got cut. Could have just been a stiff punch.
Mark says Virgil comes out.
Not a Virgil guy.
I was wondering when she was going to put her gloves on. She waited a good minute. So far, I'm pretty impressed with the match, though.
It's been a good opener. And like I said, I think it's a good call opening with this match because I feel like NXT cards generally, I mean, I don't know what other analogy to put with it, but I feel like NXT cards generally do this. They just continue to get better. However, if Gilbert shows up, that'll just bring down the whole card. So our buddy Austin could not make it tonight, unfortunately. Hopefully he's here with us for our next one. Again, I foresee that will be either in October or December.
Probably Crown Jewel.
If Crown Jewel is the only October.
Problem is it'll be at like 3 in the afternoon on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
But he's mentioned it on the show. That's why I'll say it. Austin's actually not a huge WWE fan. He is more of a New Japan.
Uh-oh. He's going to do that as botched.
More of a New Japan guy. He likes AEW, so we typically he typically comes around more for the AEW independent stuff that we do. But not that he wouldn't come for one of these, but he's more into that.
He is he's on board whenever we get together for like the Rumble and WrestleMania, but outside of that, I mean,
he likes NXT, but I don't think he's following it as much because again, there's like 900 wrestling programs going on right now. There's so much to watch.
Oh, I don't know how much legitimacy there is to this, and again, this is one of the few things we'll mention outside of NXT, but I kind of joked with Brian Cage of AEW on Twitter because he posted something like, Cinnabons are the best, or like is the best specialty restaurant or something like that. I basically joked with him and I said, hey, when you're in town in November, I'll buy you a whole box of Cinnabons. And he actually replied back and said something like, he's like you're on post pay-per-view grub or something like that. And then I replied with something like, you're welcome to, come on on the podcast and, we'll chow down on some Cinnabons on air or something like that. But then he also said, he replied back saying that, he won't eat, prior to, the matches or prior to wrestling, which I understand. So,
might have to do a post pay-per-view.
So that being said, Cole and I might be having Cinnabons with Brian Cage after Full Gear in November.
Do a post-show interview with Brian Cage. This might be it right here.
New champion. Oh, oops. I didn't let it breathe.
Wow, this guy's like, at the beginning of the show, he's like, hey, I'm going to let it breathe.
I said that we're not very good at it.
Boom. Sorry, guys. We'll try better. And when I say we, I mean him.
Chris says go live on Facebook. Yeah, if we, in all seriousness, if we have any any interaction with any AEW talent after the pay-per-view, whether it's Cinnabons with Brian Cage, or I've actually, Cole and I have applied for post-show media credentials after Full Gear. So if we get, credentialed for that and we have any kind of interaction where, good grief, that stopped me in my tracks, man. Okay. So for those of you that watched the show this past Wednesday, Cole made a comment that Jason just Cole kind of crossed the line. Jason took a plane and went thousands of miles beyond the line there, man.
I don't feel like I crossed the line.
And I love it.
Alexa Bliss is 75 pounds. Dude drops six of her.
She might sit on her.
Alexa Bliss is the size of a Cinnabon. And you're talking about dude drop. Wrestler, it's not believable. Cinnabons and dude drop.
Jason, thank you so much for that. That's fantastic. Anyway, if I can get my composure. If we get credentialed for post Full Gear, their media scrum, whatever, and they let us, I'll go live on Facebook for that. So,
and we've talked, we obviously plan to have more guests on the show. For that to happen, you almost have to work with their schedule a lot.
Which is why we're having a Thursday show.
We're willing to go live whenever we need to make those happen. We've also even talked about recording them and airing them at a later date if it's just at a time slot that is not good. Like a post show might not be the best time to actually go live, but we might record it and air it at another time. So,
oh wow.
Anyways, we let it breathe long enough.
The proverbial show in a can is what we're thinking. But mentioned Brian Cage. I told Cole this last night. I won't give away names, but I actually have been in contact personally with another wrestling talent. I won't give away the company, much less the person's name, but somebody that is definitely...
We have a couple.
Definitely noteworthy. Yeah, a couple of them.
We have a couple, so...
One, I will say this. One is a current wrestler. Another is I'll say he's a bona fide legend in wrestling. And I'm not talking about Tully Blanchard. I'm talking about another one. So, definitely some big things in the works for the Going Broadway podcast. So stay tuned.
So we let it breathe long enough. Cameron Grimes, new champion. New $1 million champion. I know WWE's considering it a championship belt, but I don't know if we're really considering it. We'll see how they use it going forward. But Cameron Grimes no longer Butler. Ted DiBiase obviously not going to be a Butler. So that's over. It looks like we are heading in now to the Dakota Kai, Raquel Gonzalez NXT Women's Championship match.
And I think it's a good call for the second match if that's what's happening here.
Looks like it. They're showing the vignette now for it. So let us know in the chat who you got, Dakota Kai or Raquel Gonzalez. Usually when we ask, we're asking who is walking away with the championship. So even though Dakota Kai might win by DQ or something like that, we're saying who is coming out as champion. So put that in the chat. Let us know, and we'll go from there.
I didn't think about this though. This is really just conversation for me and Cole. But where's the nearest Cinnabon around here? They used to have one in Fairview Heights, but I don't know if that one's. I know
there's a couple across the river.
Well, I know they sell some at a gas station that's in Granite or Pontoon Beach or something like that. But anyway,
I think there's one over there by the Galleria or in the Galleria.
It'd be a little bit of a drive from Chaffetz Arena, though.
Yeah, but we'd bring it with us, have it in the car.
So if we're bringing it with us and having it in the car, I'm just going to go by the gas station then because they're already going to have it made.
We're going to grab them, and then we're going to go to his green room, and we're hanging out with Brian Cage his green room.
That's why I told Brian Cage, I'm just like, hey, we can buy him, we can bring him, but we're going to have to get past AEW security.
He said there's a ghetto one in the Flying J in Pontoon.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Chris says there's one in the Galleria Parkway. Listen, I'll do whatever I got to do. We're gonna hang out with Brian Cage.
Jason, and
I'll go get a job at Cinnabon. I'll make them myself, and then I'll bring them.
I'll quit, and then
and then I'll walk out.
Go through the whole hiring process. You're there for an hour.
I gotta mention this. I am loving the 36 backdrop.
It is cool. It is very cool. Whoa,
pink hair.
interesting.
She looks like a Disney Channel kids show right now.
Something.
The pink hair is not working for me.
I don't like it. But anyway, I will actually say, in all fairness, I've had a Cinnabon from that Flying J. Small sample size. It was really good. It was just like any other Cinnabon I've had. Granted, I didn't buy them in the box. I just got an individual one, and I will say that was like 2 or 3 years ago. Nonetheless,
Jason, did you ever work at that one? I know you moved out to Michigan, I believe now, but
yeah, guys, just real quick too. So obviously we're pretty local to the St. Louis area. If you're local to here and you don't mind sharing, let us know where you're from. I know we have a couple.
Jason's originally from this area.
I know Matt Sylvie. He jumps on fairly frequently. I know he lives over in Missouri somewhere. I know he was a prior winner of one of our belt raffles that we had. Have you ever had Cinnabon ice cream? I have not.
Oh, got you. I knew it was one of the travel stop gas stations, but
I kind of look at them all the same. If it's a Love's, a Flying J's.
Well, they don't.
No, I know. I mean, it's just if a gas station is also a truck stop, that's just kind of.
I prefer Love's anyways, but that's just me.
My hometown actually got a Love's within the last year, which is kind of odd because there's not an interstate anywhere near it. I will say Route 50 runs through it, so that's part of it. But the biggest thing was the Arby's that was inside of it, like a town of 9,000, 9,500 were just like, we're getting an Arby's now. I'm just like, really?
So Brian, tell me where Winchester is in Kentucky. So my wife is from Kentucky. I go through there every so often. Is that near Paducah, or is that closer up to Cincinnati, Louisville? Where is that at as far as that is?
For some reason, I think of Winchesterton Fieldville.
Iowa from Mr. Deeds.
Yeah.
Winchestertonville.
Winchesterton Fieldville.
Near Lexington. Gotcha.
Raquel Gonzalez can exhibit both sides of the spectrum as far as emotions go. She can look super, super ticked off, but then if you watch her during doing any kind of media appearances, just super happy, smiley, it's just insane how at the snap of a finger she's just and I don't know if that even really makes sense, guys. I mean, you have people that'll do appearances and they have the smile on and they're just they're smiling because they have to be. You can tell that Raquel loves doing appearances. She'll literally have a smile on her face the entire time, but then you get her on NXT, get her in a match, and she's just ready to go. I seriously wouldn't be surprised if eventually Raquel starts doing movies within the next few years.
Yeah, for sure. Especially with all the action movies and whatnot. To answer your question, so my wife is from Williamstown, Kentucky. If you're a Kentucky person, you would know where that is due to the fact that that's where the Ark replica, whatever you want to call it, tribute, is built. So it's there. It's about, 35, 40 minutes from Florence, Kentucky, about an hour from Cincinnati, an hour and a half from Louisville. So she lives out that way, and we go out there every so often.
Joey, we do love and appreciate all of our international viewers and listeners, though. Shout out to Joey in the Philippines. I love it.
Jeremy says he's close to your hometown.
I've talked to Jeremy. I forgot where he said he was from. I don't want to say because I don't it's not my place to say where anyone else is from, but I don't mind sharing where I'm from. I'm originally from Olney, Illinois. That's about, let's put it this way. This is kind of how I describe it to everybody. If you draw a straight line east of St. Louis on a map and then draw a line straight south of Chicago, it's almost where those lines would intersect. Kind of, sort of. Mount Carmel, that's right.
So Brian, it's not really off topic because we were mentioning it, but Brian says he could see Alexa as the next Harley Quinn. I could see Alexa Bliss doing movies, especially with her soon-to-be husband and the ties that he has to Hollywood.
I really would just love to see Alexa Bliss ditch that whole gimmick.
Oh, don't worry. We'll talk about it.
We'll talk
Wednesday.
about Wednesday
Because we have some things to talk about. And I will probably talk about Dewdrop as well. Bonnie says, I spent 2 weeks in Champaign, Illinois 3 years ago. Yep, I actually lived up that way for a while. I worked at the Marketplace Mall there in Champaign for a couple years. Andrew's from Cincinnati. I knew that because I was bummed because while I was up there, we didn't get a chance to connect. My apologies. Next time, I will make the effort.
We went to an AEW Dynamite in Champaign a couple years ago, not too long after they
one of their
started.
first live events as Dynamite.
I'd be surprised if they ever have another Dynamite in Champaign, at least anytime soon. The only reason they did it is because Tony Khan's a U of I alum.
It was a great show, though.
Oh, it's a fantastic show.
I'll never forget that show because Chris Jericho was literally, I could have touched his shoulder. That's how close he was to me. He came right down our section. The whole inner circle actually came right down our section.
Heel inner circle at that. That was,
well,
almost seems like it's been 5 years ago.
So, Brian, your question, she was Piper Niven in NXT UK, and we're really hoping that we get to get her back to that name here soon. But I'm not sure if you're asking before NXT UK. So we're in the Dakota Kai Raquel Gonzalez match.
Yeah, I think Tony Khan went to U of I. I don't think I'm just making that up.
There is a connection. I don't know if he went there.
Maybe he didn't go to U of I.
I think he's from there though.
No, that's what it is. He was born in Champaign. That's what it was. Okay.
I'm pretty sure he's just from the area and is a big U of I
Wait.
fan.
Hold on. No, Tony graduated from University of Illinois in 2007. Yeah.
Yeah, they're invested in U of I. I know that for a fact. Yeah, he came out at the end of that show too. It was pretty cool. It was a great show. But nonetheless, we are on NXT TakeOver 36. And this match is actually going pretty good. I'm liking it. They're not making Kai look like she's helpless, at least.
I'm totally brain lapsing again. What was your prediction on this?
I had Kai.
You had Dakota winning the belt. I had Raquel retaining.
This is like this might be the only one we differed on.
I think you're right. Yeah. Well, we will shortly know who wins the NXT head-to-head battle. Cole won SummerSlam, I believe. Although, in all fairness, I did predict that Bianca would not walk out as champion. Spoiler if you've not watched SummerSlam. Hopefully you have.
Even if you haven't, I don't know how you could be on Facebook right now and not have seen it.
Yeah.
I have to stay off Facebook on pay-per-view weekends. That was nice. Has AEW been to Kentucky or Indiana? I don't think so.
Probably not.
They kind of stick closer to, if they were Kentucky, it would have been Louisville. Jason said Dakota will win, then some random superhero will come out. ASH.
Oh. That's a nice little tease of the ending. Oh.
Missed. Completely. There you go.
Oh.
That's better. Because she definitely swung her straight through the middle row.
I like the fact they didn't just
give up on it.
Yeah.
Hey, Chris, I just would like to point out that I actually purposely say Louisville to my wife just to get on her nerves, though. I always ask her if it's St. Louis or if it's St. Louis, and then I tell her then if that's the case, it's Louisville. So, fun fact, I actually do say Louisville all the time on purpose just to get a little rise out of my wife. I could see them going to OKC.
And I don't say this out of, this is more me saying out of ignorance because I don't know. Besides the NBA team, what else is in Oklahoma City?
It'd be more college stuff.
Well, yeah,
big Sooners.
Sooners, yeah.
OSU's big there too. But they really don't have anything else. Some minor league teams and whatnot, but not a whole lot. They actually have the Thunder come to Tulsa just because the Thunder are that popular. Which is weird because I would think Oklahoma would be a prime NFL football team state.
They have a huge football
fan base.
Yeah.
A lot of them are Dallas Cowboy fans or Houston Texans fans.
There's room.
But I'm shocked one of these teams hasn't. All these California teams, I'm shocked one of them hasn't gone and capitalized on the Oklahoma market.
I mean, it just really in that whole area, you've got Oklahoma and Nebraska. Big Ten football country right there.
I'm enjoying the evenness of this match. It's really easy to book Raquel to be like a dominant force.
Oh.
That missed.
Big Joseph said that kick connects on the one that did not connect.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
Like a inverted backstabber? What would you call that?
It's almost like a Canadian destroyer backstabber or something.
Like a reverse backstabber? Are they going to show that again?
Maybe it did connect.
No, we're talking about the bicycle kick that didn't connect.
Oh.
Yeah, that's like a inverted Canadian destroyer backstabber combo. Canadian backstabber.
I'll call it the Canadian code breaker.
I like it. I like it.
The referee. Get off the hair, Dakota. Okay, I over-exaggerated the accent.
Ooh. Ooh.
Oh.
That was like a weak coup de grace.
You should tweet that to Dakota and see if she will use that name. Probably not. Just because,
you probably can't use anything that has the word code breaker in it, though.
If anything, they'd be more likely to use backstabber.
They have rights to Backstabber, but I don't think they have rights to the Code Breaker.
Well, rights or no rights, I don't think they even want to use anything that's associated with Jericho, period.
Canadian Code Breaker just has a better ring to it, but I would call it an inverted backstabber if we're going to use the word backstabber. I don't think Canadian backstabber sounds. Chris says,
I read it.
Do a giveaway. I'm about to leave work, and you don't want me typing while I'm driving, do you? We appreciate you, Chris. Thank you for watching. You never know. Once you get home from work, you might be still on. We might still not have done it yet. So,
or maybe we've done one, but we'll do more. Uh-oh. Oh, here comes the match.
Match? That's it.
Breathe.
All I said was that's it.
I know.
That's it.
But we're letting it breathe. Saved by the Bell.
Give it about 15 more seconds.
I think we're okay. I'll spoil it. I won the predictions for NXT TakeOver. We already know.
Yep, this
because the rest of our predictions were the same.
This was the deciding match. We got Raquel Gonzalez retains with whatever that move is. I forget the name of her special move or finisher move. But she did it from the top rope. It was nice. Nice clean look. I'm interested to see where they go with Raquel from here. But they kind of made her face now, so now we can entertain maybe Frankie Monet.
Dakota, I would think, just judging by the fact that she's done dark matches prior to Raw and SmackDown, that we're going to see her on the main roster shortly. I would think.
This would be her send-off maybe, just getting her out of Raquel's, sidekick role, out of storyline.
Oh.
Who's this?
Oh.
Is that Kaylee Ray?
Kaylee Ray.
I was wondering when she was going to show up.
I mean, I don't mind it, but I kind of feel like you have better options already.
I'm okay with it.
I mean, I am too.
It's something to kind of give time for other people to kind of get their stuff. Get some other storylines ironed out, but I like it. Kaylee Ray, NXT UK, came out at the end of the match and pretty much just made it known that she was looking at Raquel, interested in a match.
Rick Boogs.
The name's Rick.
Boogs. Does he have any merch yet?
He should.
If he doesn't, he should.
At least a Shinsuke shirt that has him on it.
That doesn't count. He needs his own. I'm looking it up now. He does not. There is no Rick Boogs merch on WWE Shop.
Jason said, so about that Applebee's commercial, can Baron Corbin afford Applebee's? He's probably, someone was covering it for him, or
Baron Corbin has a sign and he's sitting outside our Cinnabon.
he's doing dishes.
Uh-oh. No, they're not going to do this match next.
Not yet. They're just teasing
It's got to be the UK title match next, I would think.
Or do you middle the card with Adam Cole and...
No.
Yep. NXT UK Championship match. Get your chests ready. There's about to be a lot of chops.
This match is going to be like the old school, like, territory wrestling fans' dream. So we both said Dragunov for this match. Let's talk about this. If Walter retains, I don't think that brings as much intrigue. I mean, as far as whether Dragunov stays with NXT UK, if he makes the move to, for lack of a better way of putting it, normal NXT, I don't think we see him on Raw or SmackDown. However, if Dragunov wins, let's talk about where we think Walter might go.
See, I could see Walter just being in regular NXT for a while. I could see him taking even a run at the NXT Championship. Could you imagine him versus Samoa Joe? We're assuming Samoa Joe wins tonight. For some reason, even Karrion Kross retains. Karrion Kross versus Walter would be an intriguing sight. So,
real quick, Brian, you're in for a treat. He's never seen Dragunov wrestle. You're in for a treat. Continue.
For those of you who didn't watch their first match, this is actually match number 2. And they put on what could have been match of the year. I think they were in the running for match of the year last year. It was
with no fans.
It was that good. So very excited for the match. It just depends. I don't know if Walter's opinion has changed about not leaving the UK. If he's more apt to travel and, has changed his opinion on that. I could see him making a main roster debut. If he made a main roster debut, I think it would come with Imperium. I think they would just bring all 3 of them up. But ultimately, I could see him just being in NXT because he could still work fewer dates. A little bit easier of a travel, just having to go from Florida and back.
Right.
Jason said this match is going to be stiff.
That's a great way to put it. It will be. It very much will be stiff.
You're one of those people who feel the pain of others. This is not the match to watch.
Oh, 100%.
Your chest is
100%.
about to feel red here in just a moment. Who does he remind you of?
I don't know. He doesn't really remind me of anybody, at least off the top of my head. I mean, Tyler Bate, but they're both NXT UK guys.
True.
I think it just has to do with their build and their gear, like the lack of the knee pads and small, like the low-top boots or whatever.
Right.
Jason says there will be blood. Maybe from the chest.
Yeah, I could see. Walter's made guys bleed from the chest, so. And I'm not saying it's just going to be Walter either. This guy can chop too. Dragunov can get some chops in.
Yeah.
It's not a one-sided bout. These guys can both put it down. I love his music.
I do too. I will say I do miss the larger NXT crowds.
Do you think they're ever going to go back to that with the rebrand and whatnot?
I don't know.
With them shifting back to being more of a developmental territory type thing.
I don't know. Have you ever seen where Sammy chops fans on his vlog? Would you let him? No, I wouldn't, because I'd probably lose my cool and punch him back and get thrown in jail.
I might take one. Just one.
I wouldn't be so much worried about the pain. I would be worried about losing my cool and punching him in the face and getting thrown in jail. Alex Wright, that's a good one. I can see that.
Walter is so massive, man.
Yeah, he is.
Getting a lot of Walter chants.
All right, guys. While they do the ring introductions, it is about 8:58 p.m. Eastern, 7:58 p.m. Central. We're going to do a belt giveaway.
Oh, snap.
So, for the next 2 minutes, all you have to do to enter is reply with the letters UK. We're going to do a drawing right at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central. And the winner of this randomizer drawing will win a brand new, not mine, a brand new NXT UK replica belt from WWE Shop.
Snap. Crackle pop.
So you got until 9 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central. I got to get this randomizer list thing pulled up. I thought I had it pulled up already, but apparently not.
Or getting some Walter's gonna kill you chance. Jason, yes, I have the fruit snacks. They're my go-to thing to eat after I've had dinner.
And just a reminder, guys, okay, it is cutoff time, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central, so I am shutting off the replies, if you will. I will only ship for free within the lower 48 states. If you live in Alaska, Hawaii, or otherwise internationally, you would have to be assisting in the shipping costs, if you will. So I'm just making sure all these names got populated. Every once in a while, I have to key in a name manually, but it looks like all of them. I'm literally double checking and triple checking. I'm trying to do this as quickly as possible because I want to watch this match. So, by the way, if you replied with UK multiple times, you only get one entry. Just to clarify. Mark, I'm sorry that I cut off the entries at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central. So, okay. Okay, let's do this. I'm going to unplug my computer so I can turn this around when I finish running this. So if you're not familiar, we do 10 clicks, and the name on the 10th click will be our winner. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and click number 10 will be our winner, and that winner is Brian Finnerty Jr.
The Finmeister. I don't know if you like being called that. I apologize.
So
I just went with what sounded cool.
Brian, please message our Going Broadway Podcast Facebook page.
Congratulations to you.
And you can just reply with your shipping address, and congratulations, you're the winner of a brand new NXT UK Championship belt. So reply to us. Once again, Facebook.com/Going Broadway Podcast. Send us a direct message with your mailing address, and we will get this sent out to you probably early next week.
Chris Poshek, thanks for joining us, man.
Andrew, Cole could probably hook you up with that.
I just want a signed bag of fruit snacks from Cole. They're not my own. I don't got that CM Punk money, all right? I can't just buy fruit snacks and put my label on them.
Well, as I say, in all fairness, that was literally just a sticker that they slapped on some ice cream bars. I can't imagine the labor that might have gone into that.
What's funny is I had a feeling he was going to do that because he was a really big advocate for bringing back the WWE ice cream bars, like the vintage ones or whatever, which to this day I have not been able to find them in any Walmart or grocery store in our area. I have looked for them, and I cannot find them. I can find the brand that makes them, but I cannot find them. It's a real bummer. Look at this. What a move. That one was loud.
That was loud.
And that was like to like the throat. That was like to the neck.
And once again, Brian, congratulations. If you're still with us, we for sure have a poster we're going to be giving away. We do allow duplicate winners, so just because Brian won the belt does not exclude him from winning this poster or any other giveaways we might do this evening. So stick around.
Funny story. Sometimes it happens like 3 times.
As it did this past Wednesday.
Actually, I think Jason Coggins, you're here tonight. I think one of the watch parties you watched with us, you won like 2 or 3 times.
Jason Coggins, yeah, that's right. That's right. We had
we had someone win this past week on our 5 or 6 giveaways?
We did 5 drawings this past week. We gave away a bunch of action figures and an old school Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling program, a Starrcade 83 poster. Yeah, I mean, you got to tune in frequently, guys. We'll do announced giveaways. Obviously, we'll do unannounced giveaways like we just did. So that's why you got to tune in live. Cole, why do the people got to tune into us live?
As we got the greatest fruit snacks ever. No, I'm just kidding. Because we are the greatest wrestling podcast ever.
Fruit snacks are totally going to be our gimmick now.
I'm going to show up to every show. It's my breakfast on Wednesday mornings.
We'll have a shirt by Wednesday.
Who needs Fruity Pebbles? We got fruity snacks.
Cinnabon.
Cinnabon.
I love it.
Tonight's show is unofficially sponsored by Fruit Snacks and Cinnabon.
Fruit snack flavored Cinnabons.
Oh my goodness.
Or Cinnabon flavored fruit snacks.
That would be even worse. Like that would be disgusting. That's like those yogurt, what are they? They're like those Skittle yogurt flavored candies now. They're disgusting. Andrew says, I want royalties. Well, there has to be money made off of it for there to be royalties.
I was about ready to say, we're not making anything.
Sorry, friend. I don't even make a dime off of it, so I don't make a dime, you don't make a penny. That's how that works.
So hold on. Brian, did you message the Going Broadway Podcast Facebook page? Because I've actually got that pulled up now. I do not have a message from you. Or did you message us elsewhere? Did Jason Coggins win this past week? Jason, did you win this past week? He says yes. I'm waiting on the poster.
I think he's talking about.
Oh yeah.
He thinks he's gonna win this one.
I'm gonna laugh if he does. David says we should all send Cole fruit snacks. You'll get cases.
Listen, I'll eat them all too. You think I'm kidding?
By the way, shout out to David Tilley, the Facebook page Going Broadway Podcast. Okay, I'm gonna do some refreshing here. Inbox.
This match has been pretty good. It's been pretty high energy.
Brian Finnerty, there it is. It just popped up. Literally just popped up. So, Brian, I got you covered. We will get this sent out to you. I said early next week. I guess it's technically this week because it's Sunday, but we'll get that sent this week. So I would expect it by late this week or early the following week. But congratulations, Brian. OMG, he just hit him with the fruit snacks. We're going to take the font from Welch's and turn it into Going Broadway Podcast and come up with...
What's their slogan?
I don't know if they have one.
Fruit is our number one ingredient.
That doesn't sound very... I'm going to lay off that one. Man,
We could do a Welch's logo and it could say wrestling is our number one ingredient. I like it.
Oh. I mean, look at that. Look at that. You keep turning away.
I was looking at the bag.
Okay. I mean, Dragunov from shoulder to shoulder in his chest.
Oh. That boot. Oh, my goodness.
Oh.
I swear they just slapped each other in the face as hard as
Dragunov's busted.
Well, he was already busted from
Oh,
Wednesday
that's right.
night.
Yeah, that's right.
It's just been reopened. Jason. Brian says, girlfriend wants fruit snacks now. Jason says, tell her she has a new UK belt.
It's funny we're talking about fruit snacks for a lot longer than I thought we would be. I actually had some fruit snacks recently that were probably the best I've ever had, but I don't remember where they came from.
He is back chopping his upper back.
His traps region. Oh. Uh-oh. I'll say this. NXT UK probably has the best fundamental wrestling.
I would say they have more of the toughest guys, too.
Oh, absolutely.
You want to talk about guys who just get hit in the face and don't care. Oh, my goodness. Look at the welts.
Oh, yeah. That's what I was trying to get you to see earlier.
Oh. Fruit snacks on a pole match.
Is that it? Man.
I want to use fruit snacks as my Extreme Rules specialty weapon. I want to drape them all across the mat
out of the air
and drop somebody on them.
insane. Say your prayers, take your fruit snacks, brother. I love it. Oh,
my goodness.
Oh,
His back. His back. Watch as it welts.
Oh,
that was his neck.
back of the neck.
That was his neck.
Woo.
I want to see the pictures of this guy after this match.
Oh, man.
You can see the welts on his throat right now. And Walter just continues to hit right there. I think Walter's got a welt.
The welts are just crazy. They're displaying the old UK belt with the WWE logo in the center. Did you see that?
Yeah. I don't know do we know what Dragunov's like special move is? His finisher?
I'm not sure. I'll be honest, I've not watched enough NXT UK to know. Oh. Jeez, no selling everything. How is this match going on? And we were talking about fruit snacks and Cinnabons and not chops. I mean, we're talking about all three. That could be a shirt.
Fruit snacks, Cinnabon, and chops. Repeat. Do it like the Brock Lesnar shirt.
Oh.
Like, no way that's the end.
I think it almost has to be chops, Cinnabons, and fruit snacks in that order.
Repeat. Man, the one on his right, like his
left trap, yeah.
looks terrible.
Oh, his back's getting him too. Oh! Woo! To the throat.
Walter's got a
welt. To the inner thigh.
Walter's got a welt on his.
This is a great match. Cole's starting to feel their pain.
What is this?
Ooh, almost
stood up on it.
Yeah. Almost over-rotated. See, I agree with Jimmy, but there wouldn't be... I feel like
Dragunov doesn't have a character. So.
I feel like their in-ring work would be watered down, too, because it's the main roster.
Walter has a character, at least, so it would make sense for him to go, but he doesn't... As far as we know, he doesn't want to travel like that. And Dragunov doesn't have a character, so he would get lost in the shuffle.
Oh.
Wow. Is this it?
Wow. Devon, get the fruit snacks.
I like that one. I like that one.
Oh.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh.
Walter's going to the top rope a lot.
Well, he does his top rope splash. Oh.
Is that it?
Probably. Wow. Wow. Oh. That's a broken rib. They would turn Dragunov into Rockstar Spud on the main roster. They already have Rockstar Spud on NXT. Isn't that what's his face?
Drake Maverick, yeah.
They better not do referee stoppage. We already had one of those. Oh.
Ooh, about took her out.
Jeez. Billy Ray Milburn. I would have, 2-3 years ago, I would have said I disagree, but I think no one chops like Walter.
Now, are we talking about charisma or sound? Because Walter,
I'm going.
There's no arguing that Walter's is the loudest chop I have ever heard, and I would even put Dragunov's up there too because his is loud too. But Ric Flair's just had a lot of style.
His is just finesse. I mean, it hurts. Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't want to take a chop from him, but like a chop from one of these two, I'd probably pass out. Uh-oh. Oh, gosh.
This looks dangerous.
What was that?
Yeah, that looks botched. I think it was supposed to be like a
pancake kind of thing?
Electric chair drop type thing.
A do drop?
Oh, good one.
Well, because I said a pancake.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway.
No, I understood it. I did.
I'm trying to be the one to cross the line here, and it's not funny. Whatever.
Get your own dude drop joke.
Oh.
Ooh, his arm's cut. Walter's
Forearm.
Forearm's got a cut on it.
Yeah, that's right. Wahoo McDaniel had a nasty chop too. Golly, that was he didn't block that first kick. Oh, gosh. Gee.
If this is a UFC fight, they would have stopped it.
He tapped.
We got it right.
We got it right.
Oh, my goodness. I'm sorry, y'all. There was no hiding the emotion on that one.
Wow. I loved that ending, too. Like, tapped right away.
Wow.
Great match.
I would put it up there for contention of match of the year at this point in time. Now, the problem with it is if Cole and Riley go off tonight, this match gets overshadowed.
So now, again, where does Walter go from here? I mean, because there's really nothing else he can do on NXT UK.
Well, from here, probably to the locker room. Joey's saying 5 stars.
I'd say it was every bit as good as their first one.
I would say it meets. I can't say it was better.
Well, that's why I said it's every bit as good as the first one.
I don't know if I could say it was better, but it definitely meets. It was nice to have a crowd.
Wow. That's a cool visual. Look at that. You missed it. I think that's the first time. I mean, granted, I've not watched a lot of his matches, but I think that's the first match I've ever seen Walter lose. Definitely the first one I've seen him lose by submission or tap out or whatever. David has some serious hate for Dave Meltzer and the Bucks in Omega.
All right, so there's 2 matches left. Who's headlining?
I still don't know.
I mean, still think the headline has to be Cross and Joe.
I would think so, but if it's Adam Cole's send-off, if this is his last NXT match, I could see that going last.
I will agree. Cornette would probably think that match was great. That was a Jim Cornette match right there.
Cornette actually had some really great things to say about CM Punk's return. So
I need to go watch it. Got an interview with Cameron Grimes right now.
losing you off camera. Uh-oh.
I love the Samoa Joe flag. That is a dope flag.
Yep, NXT title match is going to close.
I like the red Provoke Me shirt too.
Do we get a Regal heel turn? Chris, help me out. I'm not sure what Dreamer said about Punk's return. I know we said we're going to not talk about that, but just briefly let me know because I'm curious. Because usually Tommy Dreamer's pretty positive about anything that happens with wrestling. It's rare that he has negative takes on things, but I mean, a lot of his negative takes are, for good reason. Cole's looking like he's in a fruit snack food coma.
I mean, I'm not in a coma. I like to recline back to watch this.
Well, and it's not exactly comfortable on our necks if we're constantly like trying to talk in the mic and then cricking our necks just to see the TV. So, I was going to say something and I totally forgot. Tell you what, guys, while they're airing this vignette, I'm just going to direct you to what's scrolling across the bottom of your screen right now. These are all of our social media platforms. Facebook.com/Going Broadway Podcast. Please like our Facebook page if you have not done so. Twitter.com/Going BRDWI Pod. Please follow us on Twitter. Please also follow us on Instagram. Instagram.com/Going BRDWI Pod. And please subscribe to our YouTube channel. YouTube.com/Going Broadway Podcast. Again, if you do all 4 of those, you get 4 entries into our 3 free belt giveaway that we will be doing once we get to 5,000 Facebook likes. Excuse me. And it just finished scrolling. Patreon.com/Going Broadway Podcast is our Patreon page if you would like to become one of our monthly financial supporters. Once again, we would sincerely appreciate it. Doesn't cost anything to check it out, but we do have 4 different tiers to choose from. I explained some of the perks and benefits earlier, so go check that out. We do have some merch that I'm going to throw up as well. We do have our WCW early 90s tribute T-shirts that are available. They're $25 shipped plus applicable taxes for a T-shirt, $50 shipped plus applicable taxes for a hoodie. We do have them in the old school purple and yellowish gold colors, as well as our podcast colors as well. So if you're interested, let us know. Hopefully soon. I was hoping to have it ready by tonight. Unfortunately, that wasn't possible, but hopefully soon you'll be able to go to our website and it will just take you straight to our merch store and you can just place your orders directly through there instead of having to message us and that whole thing. So any Going Broadway podcast title belts, only the 2 that I have, and those will not be given away probably ever. I will say there is something cool on the horizon, though, within the next few weeks as it relates to, I'll just say, possibly. So right now I consider the 2 belts I have a version 1 and a version 1A. Or 1A and 1B because it's the same design. They're just different colors. I'm hoping within the next few weeks I will have a version 2A and 2B that I will be able to show. So stay tuned for that. But I'll be keeping the first 2. So yeah, those will not be given away. Can't promise I would not sell them down the line, but they wouldn't be cheap. Brian, I think he's asking, does this match go 2 straight falls? Probably not. I don't see how you advertise. Well, they're not advertising it, but they're basically saying first fall was traditional wrestling, second street fight. I don't know why you'd say we're going to have a third fall be a cage match, but not have a third fall.
I mean, it would be a massive swerve, and it would have to come with some kind of a interference. It had to come with something major to shift the focus off the fact that they didn't do the third stipulation. Mm-hmm. But I think this is intended to go 3 stipulations. This is the finale. I don't think there's a way to get around the fans being upset if this doesn't go 3 falls. I'm loving the backdrop on this. All of their entrances have been great. I kind of wish he would have held on to the Undisputed Era music, though.
I know, I agree.
I know that this music's kind of just like an offshoot of it, but I selfishly wanted him to keep it and have everybody else change their music.
Real quick, back to briefly just plugging and shilling. Once we get our merch store going, all of our prior shirts will be available for purchase as well, including our Alex Colbebe shirts. I think this was our second design.
We had the original logo shirt.
Yeah.
We have our Alex Colbebe shirts. We have our Hustle, Loyalty, Respect, John Cena parody shirts.
Which those are only available for a limited time. Those actually will not be available anymore.
Well, sorry, y'all missed out.
I do have some that I'd be willing to sell, but because of the, I'll say the rarity of them, they would have to be more expensive. But if you're interested, I'm not opposed to selling them. I mean, they come straight from me. But they're a size extra large as well, so they'd be it's not like I just have a bunch of extras just sitting around in a bunch of different sizes. I literally just have some extra larges of that. But anyway, what else do we have? We've got our Great American Bash tribute shirts as well.
And then the new...
And then...
WCW...
I will say I've already got another logo in the works, which I haven't told you yet. But remind me after we go off, I can show you what it is. But hopefully we'll have that one ready. Maybe a month or two.
Maybe it'll be our Black Friday.
It's funny you said that. I was actually thinking of holding off until then. I mean, that is a while. It's longer than a month or two, but we did just come out with those. So
I mean, 2 months is October. What's one more month?
We'll see.
How many wrestling T-shirts do you each own?
Too many.
I have a lot.
Too many.
I'm thinking about shrinking down so I can get more current things that I like, because I have some that I got that I just don't wear anymore, or I might just put them away, save them for a rainy day.
Yeah, mine are just, I wear wrestling T-shirts more than just for our podcasts and stuff, but I mean, I don't wear them every day, so they're more or less like, I'll definitely wear a wrestling T-shirt for the podcast, whether it's one of our own shirts or just a wrestling shirt in general. But besides that, I might wear a wrestling T-shirt once or twice more during the week. So
I'd say
I kind of have like a rotation that I'll wear shirts, and there are a few shirts that I've worn more than once on our podcast, but I don't know. I'm running pretty low on ones that I've not yet worn, given that we've been doing this podcast for a year and a half.
Would you give them away? The problem with us giving away is that Alex and I both wear an XL. So any shirt that we give away, that would be something we've had, that because all of our shirts are in great condition too. So they're not like you'd be getting some hand-me-down T-shirt. But the problem is that they're all XL. So when we do T-shirt giveaways, we try not to give away already specified sizes. We've done some pro wrestling tee giveaways before, or you tell us the size and we'll order it for you, or
we just give away a gift card,
or we'll give away a gift card.
Like this one we did this past Wednesday, I think might have been the first and only one where we actually had shirts on hand that were
already sized, and that's because they were donated. So I don't know, we might, but I just hate doing that because it's really specific to one size.
Yeah,
and all that good stuff. Yes, Jason, I do remember that. I also remember all of our terrible, cheesy pickup lines that we used on Applebee's waitresses.
Wait,
That was the traditional fall. Roll-up pin. Kyle O'Reilly 1. Adam Cole 0. The traditional segment is over. Kyle O'Reilly won on a quick schoolboy roll-up.
The most dangerous move in professional wrestling
is a roll-up pin. That was quick.
That was very quick.
About, 10 minutes maybe? So we are in the...
So wait, which one of these guys' idea was it to do the traditional wrestling match?
So basically they did the matches that they lost to each other. So Kyle O'Reilly won the street fight. That was the first fight between the two of them.
Yeah.
Adam Cole won the traditional fight in the second match. And so tonight it was Kyle O'Reilly picking a traditional match, which he won.
So Kyle wanted the traditional wrestling match.
Yes.
But we actually picked...
No, we got it right.
We got it right. Well, yeah. Okay, we're good. Yeah.
And so now it's the street fight.
So we both were at O'Reilly at the first, Adam Cole at the second, and O'Reilly with the third.
Yes.
Okay.
I think
we're on the same page.
I think this part of the match is going to go a while, though. Sitting in a chair with a trash can on. What is he doing? Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, Brian, I don't have a problem with all the wrestling shirts I own. I don't, I'm not planning on selling them. I have too many. I mean, literally, my wife could tell you that we've had to go out and buy new hangers probably 3 times in the last year. Now, granted, that's not just because of me and my wrestling shirts, but that is definitely a factor. I'm not going to lie. However, it's not just wrestling shirts either. Like anytime we have new podcast shirts, like we both get samples. So that definitely, I mean, of all of our podcast designs between T-shirts and hoodies, I probably have 15 of those.
Yeah, I have. We each have probably each colorway of a hoodie or a shirt, if not 2 of them for each design.
David's comment: why didn't either pick exploding barbed wire? Parentheses, and now I'm banned.
Yeah, I told you we don't talk about that match. Chris said, Kyle did what Cena couldn't, pin with a roll-up. Thanks for reminding me.
I will say that's the one thing I didn't care for about that match last night is that you had multiple kickouts from the AA, and yet it took one spear, and that was it. Like they should have done multiple spears and let Cena kick out of at least 1 or 2 of them.
I've seen him kick out of so many things, and to have him come back and we'll talk about it Wednesday. Don't get me ranting now. Speaking of shirts, though, I got to get that new John Cena shirt that came out.
I'm still surprised it's not on shop yet.
Whenever they decide to release that, I will be getting that shirt.
David's an old school fan. I hate the kicking out of finishing moves. I agree it's overdone. But if you're really going to do all the false finishes for one guy, you really should do them for both. That's just my opinion. Isn't it a CM Punk shirt ripoff? Oh, that's what we were talking about yesterday. The old school Super Mario 3 shirt that Punk had at first. Bottom line is, it's not just a Punk. It's not a Punk ripoff. I mean, there are pro wrestlers that have parodied that shirt up and down. I mean, Punk probably wasn't the first one.
Young Bucks, I know, have one. Like the whole Elite Squad has one, and I think now that I'm thinking about it, I think Jurassic Express has one.
Yeah, Chris has a good point. I think they're advertising it as if it's part of that NFT box set, but I mean,
I could get an NFT.
I'm not gonna go on this topic, but I don't get NFTs. I don't.
I don't have to get it to get one, right? I don't have to understand what an NFT is for me to just get the
No,
box
no,
set,
I know.
right?
I'm just
Unless I'm like signing my life away or something.
I don't get why people buy NFTs. I don't get it. It's like a collectible that you can't show anybody.
Oh, there goes the knee pad.
Oh.
Ooh.
An NFT is is it fungible, however you pronounce it, a non-fungible token.
Billy, you're not my mom. Leave me alone. I'll eat as many fruit snacks as I want.
You hadn't eaten one for like 10 minutes, and then somebody says, you're going to get a stomach ache. Screw you. I'll eat however many I want.
I'm a grown adult, okay?
Oh.
Ooh, what a smack.
If it's a Waltz or Dragunov match, it's a chop, but with anyone else, it's a smack.
Yeah, can't honor them with that title of...
Oh. That looked like it was on the back of his neck.
Appreciate it, Jason. I appreciate it. Ooh. Colorado's about to go into that chair.
Yeah. Ouch. Ouch.
I like doing this simultaneous kick thing. I'm just saying, Billy, I'm not saying I wouldn't be happy. I'm saying if you bought them, they would get eaten. Probably on spot.
We appreciate the many gifts we've been given, but ultimately Cole just wants fruit snacks. Don't give him the Ricochet ring used tights. Get him some Welch's.
I'm just saying. I mean, I'll take them both. You know, I'm not. If you're gonna get me a gift, I don't need a gift at all. But if you're gonna get me a gift, I'll take whatever. But I'm never gonna say no to fruit snacks. We got some chains wrapped around the fists, and we're just going to punch each other like crazy with them.
Whereas old school wrestling, if you get hit with one fist with a chain wrapped around your hand, you're done. Much less multiple punches and still standing up. That's the old school fan in me talking.
No, I did not try on the tights yet, nor am I going to try on.
Did you see Jason's comment? Did you know that?
Was born in Alton? Huh. Were you there?
Were you in the room?
Do you know him? If so, can you ask him when those tights were worn so I can find the picture?
David, guys are just tougher nowadays.
It's a street fight. They have to pin in the ring, though.
Forgot that fence was there.
Yep,
I
thought he was dead set going into all those fans.
I did too.
I know Ricochet's from like Kentucky, but I didn't know he was born in Alton.
I mean, look, Wikipedia says he was born in Alton.
And that, my friends, is where all the truth is found. Ooh, under the steps?
I mean, as Matt Hardy would say,
delete. No, I'm just kidding.
No. The truth is the truth.
I would Wikipedia, delete.
That too. Hogan's leg drop is worse than the chain.
Ooh. Ooh, what is this? Have you ever seen chairs set up like that?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
The real question is, though, who's Griff Garrison? And I obviously mean that as a joke with some seriousness.
I'm not going to rant on this, but I still don't get the well, whatever that tag team name is. Uh-oh.
Oh, my goodness.
Ooh.
That was rough.
Well, there's a second fall.
Oh, there it is.
Oh.
Well,
What hurts worse, that or a Walter chop to the back?
that looked like it actually would hurt. Like,
Internally hurt, yeah. What is what's Pillman and Garrison's tag team name?
Varsity Blonde.
Varsity Blondes. I knew it was something blondes. Man, I really hope this is just him selling.
Here comes the cage.
That's cool. I've never seen the cage come down like that. It's like how a basketball hoop comes down. Anyway, I don't understand the Varsity Blondes at all. I don't get how or why fans like them. Just a brief hot take from me. Don't get me wrong, I like Brian Pillman Jr. Not so much a Griff Garrison guy, but
My Facebook feed says it ended.
what? I bet the Yeah, it must have somehow picked up the feed through our microphones again or something. I don't know how or why. I mean, we got this thing turned down super low. Yeah, we know Facebook shut down for whatever reason.
That's weird. It's usually the other way around.
WWE blocked your video because it may contain content they own. Well, you know what? We're 2-0 against WWE, so we're going to try to make it 3 in a row. Submit dispute.
Jason Fee actually sent me the interview notes from Ricochet.
Oh.
Says he was born in Alton, Illinois, and he moved to Paducah, Kentucky when he was 3 years old. He said he lived in Kentucky until he moved to Florida in 2015.
Submit dispute. We'll see what happens. I'll keep you guys updated. Maybe we'll go 3-0 against WWE.
Ain't no maybe. We're going 3-0.
Hop over on YouTube, please. Yeah, we know I know we're gonna get the influx of people that said we went off Facebook. Yeah, we're aware. Unfortunately, it is what it is. But oh well.
So we are in the third fall. Kyle O'Reilly won the traditional match with a roll-up. Adam Cole won the second fall after a very rough chair spot. He hit the last shot and got the pin. So we are in the third fall, which is the cage match. This has been a really great match so far. I don't know if I could say it's match of the night, though, yet. I think it's still kind of tied right there with the Walter Dragunov match. It's going to have to do something pretty spectacular here in the cage match for me to give it the one up.
David says, take a fund to send Cole a Varsity Blondes t-shirt who wants to donate.
If you're going to take funds to get me something, it should not be a Varsity Blondes t-shirt.
David, I'm just making sure that I'm Alex. I'm the one that made the Varsity Blondes comment. So I don't know if he's getting us confused.
Unless he's going off of me saying, who's Griff Garrison?
Well, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, we know Facebook went off. WWE, for some reasons, sent a copyright. I disputed it just because we're not airing any video. We didn't air any audio, at least not purposely. Yeah, he meant me. So, guys, let me know. I'm just curious if you heard any audio coming from the pay-per-view through our video. Let me know, please, so I can turn the volume down if I need to. But we've already got it pretty low. Brian says he didn't hear any audio, so I foresee us going 3-0 against WWE. Unless they're just running some kind of a search or a query or something where like people are doing pay-per-view watch parties or something and they're just automatically.
I think it's encrypted. There's supposed to be some kind of code encrypted in the sound bites and stuff.
Brian says no audio. Terry says no, never heard a sound. So bring it, WWE. Yeah, Mark, that's what I was thinking. They probably just submit random disputes whenever, somebody. They probably see somebody that has a podcast. They're assuming it's probably monetized, which as of right now, we're not. We don't have any sponsors.
Well, the interesting thing is that normally we actually have more problems with YouTube than we do Facebook.
Right.
Interesting spot. Kyle O'Reilly's now handcuffed to the rope.
Going forward, guys, and if I remember to do this, I will. That was harsh. From now, whenever we do watch parties, I probably won't even brand it. I probably won't even say the pay-per-view name or AEW or NXT or WWE. I'll probably just advertise it ahead of time so you guys know whenever we have a watch party and I post the video and I say, if I just say watch party, you guys know what I'm talking about. Wow.
Wow. I got to let it breathe. That just shocked me. What a way to end that match.
That was...
I will say this. It is not match of the night.
No. I'm actually very underwhelmed by that.
I'm trying to wait just a little bit of time here.
Wow.
I'm going to give it about 15 more seconds. So it is safe to say that Alex and I got this one correct as well.
Fall by fall, even.
We got it fall by fall. And the ending of this match, I want to talk about this. The ending of this match was, I would have been okay with it if the cage match would have went a little longer.
It should have went a little longer, yeah.
But basically, Kyle O'Reilly gets handcuffed to the ropes. Adam Cole is shooting super kick after super kick to him. They tease one more. Kyle O'Reilly locks him into a heel hook pretty much and submits Adam Cole rather quickly. While still being handcuffed to the rope. The first fall was super quick. I mean, it was only about 5-10 minutes into the match before Kyle O'Reilly got the roll-up pin. And then you had Adam Cole. The street fight went the longest part of this match.
Yeah.
And Adam Cole got that. The third fall goes to Kyle O'Reilly. But again, this cage match, what a waste of a steel cage, honestly. Like, I'd be kind of ticked if I was one of the guys that had to put all that up. Because this part of the match probably went 5 to 10 minutes tops.
I mean, and it was just some kind of a random heel hook.
Again, I would
submission.
I would say this is not match of the night. I had way higher expectations. Not that it wasn't good. It was still good. But I had higher expectations for this match.
Much higher expectations. I feel like this is the worst of their
three.
Yeah.
For sure. Regardless.
He's doing a good job selling. I'm wondering if surely they didn't end it early because he tweaked something, you don't think?
Kyle O'Reilly gets the win. Could this be Adam Cole's send-off either out of WWE or to another part of the company? To be determined. And who knows? We might have more information on that by Wednesday's show. as far as finishes.
Yeah, I mean, because that was, from everything I've read, Adam Cole's contract is maybe not with that match being over, but I think by midnight tonight, I think his contract is over.
And I know he said we'll just kind of evaluate it. So to be determined. We might, like I said, we might have other. Look at this.
Wow. Wow.
Guys, if you're watching, there's a interview happening with Dragunov right now. They're showing his chest, and man.
Look at the gash and the welt on his forehead. That thing is swollen to crap.
I got to give it to him, man. He took it.
Yeah, he did.
We got a Legado del Fantasma vignette happening right now, or interview happening.
So, Fightful is running a poll on Twitter. An overwhelming 70% of people think that Adam Cole is leaving WWE.
They're promoting a 6-man tag match this Tuesday.
They promoted this last week.
Legado del Fantasma versus Hit Row. We also have the NXT Breakout Tournament Finals. Carmelo Hayes versus Odyssey Jones.
I was going to say Odyssey Jones versus one half of Private Party, but...
Could be a really good match. They both had some impressive showings in prior matches. So we're getting ready for our main event of the evening. We have our NXT Championship match, Karrion Kross versus Samoa Joe. If you haven't already, go ahead and drop in the comments who you think is going to win this match. If you think it's Karrion Kross or if you think it's Samoa Joe. And we'll talk about this match going forward.
So we kind of touched on this individually, but I actually think that tonight we actually see the last of 4 different people. Well, we see the end of 4 different people on their current brands. I think we've seen the last of
Dakota
Kai,
Adam Cole,
Walter,
and
it'll be Karrion Kross as well.
Yeah.
Again, as far as where they'll go specifically, I mean, we've already kind of speculated. I'm not going to beat a dead horse, so to speak, but
Brian, to answer your question, yes, DJZ is one of Escobar's guys. He goes by Joaquin Phoenix in NXT. He is part of Legado del Fantasma. We have not gotten a single person to say Karrion Kross wins this match. Overwhelming amount of people.
I mean, it wasn't as cut and dry for me. I mean, I think Samoa Joe wins, just given that Karrion Kross has done his matches on Raw and dark matches as well, but I mean,
Joe's overdue.
But they could, it could be an extended program for all we know.
True, very true. I'm excited for this match. This match has the potential to be match of the night,
especially considering that 2 out of 3 falls was
average at best. It was good, not great. Just too quick. I felt like all 3 falls. The street fight probably went as long as it needed to go. I felt like the other two falls fell short of time.
Pure speculation, but could that have been an Adam Cole's call? Could he have said, I want to weigh my options. I don't know where I'm going, so I want this to be a shorter, less physical match.
I think we all want Scarlett to go with him to Raw, but the overwhelming consensus is that she's not.
So Fightful just posted a contract update. His deal is set to expire very soon after he signed a short-term extension in July, but WWE sources indicated to Fightful that as of this morning, Adam Cole had not signed a new WWE contract prior to beyond his short-term extension. So,
to be determined. Guys, thanks for watching with us. Make sure you stick around. We still have something to give away. So
we at least have a poster to give away.
You know,
could be more.
Make sure you stick around. Main event here. We have an overwhelming fan section for Samoa Joe on the stream right now.
Yeah. This is Joe's first match in 2 years, probably.
Give or take, yeah. He looks good.
I love that old school music they're playing in the background, the suspense track or whatever it's called.
Yep.
February of 2020. Is that it? That feels like it's been longer.
He had that brief stint where he came back and he was doing the tag team thing with Kevin Owens, and then he did that suicide dive out of the ring.
That was right before COVID hit too.
And he barely had been back, maybe like a month or two.
I'm inclined to agree with Mark on this as far as the temptation to work with Britt, having the same travel schedule, the same schedule period. We'll see, though. I mean,
I don't know. Dollar signs talk, fame talks, platform talks,
crowd pops talk. I mean,
there's a lot that goes into it. I don't think Adam Cole's unhappy is the thing. He's pretty much had a pretty good career thus far in WWE, so there's really nothing to fear on his end right now. As long as money lines up, push lines up, storylines line up, I'd like to note that Scarlett's not coming out with him now. I think she's effectively been pulled from his character.
Well, the rumor is, and someone mentioned this too. Where'd it go? I thought someone said it.
Like he has a whole different entrance right now.
Yeah, Chris said, I saw a rumor about Scarlett that said she would go with him eventually to quote-unquote refocus him.
Like, I hate this entrance.
Yeah, Brian makes a good point. Adam Cole doesn't want to lose those Twitch rights. Totally going to contradict myself earlier. I said you don't take a bathroom break during NXT or you'll miss something, but my bladder's about ready to explode, and I'm not going to have that on a live podcast. Sorry to you disgusting people out there that want to see that, but it ain't happening. So I'll be back in 2 minutes.
Let me start the timer now for the 2 minutes. Yeah, Yeah, I think it's interesting that she's been a big part of the storyline, and then right when he's getting his major push, they pull her. I think that's kind of crazy to me. I am absolutely loving the announcer Capitals Wrestling Center drop down mics. That's pretty cool. Samoa Joe, first ever 2-time NXT champion. He was also a Dusty Rhodes tag team winner. Who can someone remind me who he won that with? Who was his tag partner? If you remember who Samoa Joe's tag partner was for the Dusty Rhodes Classic, go ahead and throw it in the chat. I'm trying to remember. The bell has rung. Who was
Did you say the Bella has rung?
The bell has rung. Who was Samoa Joe's tag partner when he won the Dusty Rhodes Classic tag tournament? I'm blanking.
Wasn't Balor, was it?
Someone said, was it Balor? And I can't remember. I'm trying to remember the timing.
I gotta say it was Balor. I'm looking. Yeah, Finn Balor and Samoa Joe, 2015.
Okay. That's what I couldn't remember off the top of my head.
They beat Baron Corbin and Rhino in the finals. They beat your favorite tag team, the Revival, in the semifinals.
They should have. Baron Corbin and Rhino, what a terrible team. Does he win by pinfall or submission tonight? I think Joe wins by submission.
Submission for sure.
They both actually would win by submission, technically.
Oh.
Whoever this match is decided by submission. What was I getting ready to say something and I kind of blanking out. Oh, Joe, first ever. Joe is also the first ever 2-time NXT champion. About to be the first ever 3-time. If he wins this. Someone mentioned that Big E could come out at the end of this match and cash in.
I saw that. I doubt it. I don't know how that makes any sense from a creative standpoint. I don't know how you would make sense of that long term.
You'd make an uproared crowd if Joe wins and then gets cashed in on. I could see it if Cross were to win, but I'm trying to think of how long this match is going to go.
Probably another 10 minutes, I would think.
I'm looking at my watch here, and I'm assuming this is going to end closer to 9:30 Central Time.
Cole, did you run out of fruit snacks?
I might have a few hiding in
Asks the elder assassin.
Let me look. Well, guys, it's the last two.
Oh.
Just for you. Cheers.
You just cheers to fruit snack.
That's not even all the snacks I brought. I'm just not hungry.
So, in response to Adam Cole's loss, the Young Bucks have updated their bio, as they do frequently on Twitter, as a trolling kind of means that they do. Again, they do it frequently. Their bio takes you to a YouTube link, the most infamous seances in history. So for those of you that don't know what that means, they're trolling over them killing off Adam Cole's character on being the Elite back in the day prior to him joining NXT. A seance is, I think, isn't that reviving somebody? Isn't that what the purpose of a seance is? I'm not going to get into.
Not a seancer, but it sounds
I'm not
good.
either, but
It sounds good.
okay, a meeting at which people attempt to make contact with the dead, especially through the agency of a medium. So, farewell to fruit snacks.
Alex, I have to show you this photo.
Uh-oh.
My pastor just sent me this.
I cannot unsee that.
I just said that.
You need to show.
All right, guys. My pastor, he's more of a little bit more of an older school fan. And what I mean by older school, more of the part-time wrestlers that you like or don't like to see come back. And he just sent me this photo of, make sure I'm showing this right. It is Whoopi Goldberg. It is Whoopi Goldberg's face on Goldberg's body, and I cannot unsee it.
Yes, David, the Young Bookers. Look, I understand. Again, I'm not going to get on an AEW rant because this is NXT, but I get the hate with, the Young Bookers, as you like to call them. I'm not a fan of their shtick that they're doing now necessarily, but at the same time, like, it's been done since the territory days. The Bookers booked themselves as champions. Dusty did it. It's Flair did it. It's part of wrestling. And in the Young Bucks' defense, it's not like they put the belts on themselves right away. So,
I apologize. I didn't offer you any fruit snacks. Would you have liked some?
No, I would not have liked any fruit snacks.
Guys,
No,
it's not like
thank
he
you.
didn't eat. He has a whole pizza.
I've got a half a pizza that remains unfinished that will be eaten during lunch tomorrow.
Intermittently throughout the next few days. But no, typically we have a rule in our wrestling friend group. It is bring your own food. That is what we do. So every once in a while we all kind of chip in, but
BYOF.
bring your own food and drinks.
Speaking of drinks, something I've just really been turned on to recently. Have you ever had ginger beer? It's not beer. I mean, it's non-alcoholic. It just tastes like a stronger version of ginger ale.
Huh.
It's actually not bad. Just throwing that out there.
Interessante.
It just tastes like a sweeter ginger ale, maybe a little bit stronger ginger, but
To be fair, I can't even tell you if I've had ginger ale before, to be completely honest with you. Don't hate on me, social media world.
I will say the sugar part of it obviously isn't healthy, but like the ginger properties, like I just happened to have it and drank some a few nights ago whenever like had a stomach ache or whatever. 20 minutes later, stomach ache gone.
Huh.
Throwing that out.
I
Throwing that
actually
out there.
have heard that though.
Ginger beer. If you drank ginger ale as a kid when you were sick and you don't like the idea of drinking ginger ale, try ginger beer. It tastes similar, but it's not exactly the same.
So far, I'm digging the match.
Correct. No one purposely drinks ginger ale. 100% agree. Those of you Moscow Mule drinkers also, ginger beer is a primary ingredient for those, as good old JR would say. Good old JR is a fan of those Moscow Mules.
So that means that Baron Corbin showed up. You would not feed him? Probably not. It's just...
And I say, drink ginger beer because it's healthy. I'm over here drinking Pepsi.
I'm liking. There's a lot of intensity in this match. I'm digging the intensity in this match.
I will say, unless something extraordinary happens in the next 10 minutes or so, Walter and Dragunov was match of the night. I mean, this is good. I would say it's definitely better than Cole and O'Reilly, but
The whole card's been pretty consistent, though. If we're going to talk about cards start to finish, it's been pretty consistent at least.
it's been pretty good. I mean, even the women's title match was pretty decent. I wasn't disappointed with it. Opener was good. Oh. Well, if this match concludes soon. Oh. He doesn't have the legs wrapped around him, though. Doesn't he usually? Oh. Maybe. Oh, he's trying to prevent the legs from being wrapped around. Okay.
Still feel like it's a little too soon, but it's about that time if we're going to...
It's getting there.
Cross jacket.
Wow.
Is he bleeding from the lip there?
Okay, I was going to say, no way. Joe needs to get some tighter shorts.
Yeah, he's struggling to keep his shorts up.
Ooh. I'll even go as far to say I question the booking if Karrion Kross retains here.
Yeah, I'd be intrigued to know what they're doing. Scarlett not coming out, though, was a pretty good indication.
Unless she comes out as a distraction. But even then, I would still wonder, like, unless maybe there's unless there's like a change of plan to send
They have given him
muscle buster.
A lot of flack since he's joined of how they've already not used him right. Nice muscle buster.
We were just saying, does he do?
No, he kicks. Wow.
Wow. Well, we got the prediction right, but we did not get the finish correct.
That was quick.
Yeah. All right. Sorry, we didn't let it breathe. I'm sorry.
Yeah, guys, some of these
Brian,
finishes, these finishes have been shocking. Not necessarily by who won, but more by like how quick or how it was done.
Yeah, I definitely would have said it had been Coquina clutch as the finish.
I'll give it about 15 more seconds before we talk about it.
Well, guys, real quick, it's 9:28 p.m. 10:28 p.m. Eastern, 9:28 p.m. Central. Let's go ahead and give away this poster. simply reply with the letters NXT, and that will get you your entry. You only get one entry. We will give this poster away, and I'll close up the drawing or the entries at 10:30 p.m. Eastern, 9:30 p.m. Central.
So Samoa Joe got the win. He is the first ever 3-time NXT champion.
But he's not in the ring. Is this how they go off the air without any?
Celebratory with some sparks, him holding up the belt on the ramp. Looks like that's how they're going to go out.
Well, they've ran credits before and then had somebody return. Not credits, but you know what I'm saying. Oh,
that was it. The end.
All right.
And
we don't have any returns.
We thought for sure that this was going to be a submission no matter who won. But instead we saw him win off the Muscle Buster, which is an interesting turn of events.
Agreed. Again, I'm going to give this about another minute or two until 10:30 p.m. Eastern, 9:30 p.m. Central is when I'll cut it off. Again, reply with the letters NXT. We're going to be giving away this signed NXT poster. This is from Chicago, January 16th, 2016. Let's see. Finn Balor, Sami Zayn, Apollo Crews, Baron Corbin, Bayley, Alexa Bliss, good old Bull Dempsey.
Enzo and Cass, Carmella, Peyton Royce,
Ciampa,
Eva Marie.
Who's that above Eva Marie? I can't tell from
Nia
here.
Jax.
Is it Nia Jax?
Yeah.
Okay.
Elias Sampson, Ty Dillinger, and Dash and Dawson.
Your favorite tag.
Never heard of them. So while we're still waiting just for a minute or two,
I got to look at Bull Dempsey real quick. Continue.
Quick, just right as we ended grade on the night for the pay-per-view, let's just do A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P.
I'll give it a P.
P for phenomenal. Give me your overall, just right as it concluded.
Yeah, David, I was 5-0 tonight. We were talking about this yesterday. I should have went on DraftKings and put some money down.
Yeah, I should have went on DraftKings yesterday. I was -1 match, I think.
I don't know.
2 matches. I think I was 2 matches off.
We have a couple of B pluses. What would you give it? I know my grade.
I'm actually going to give it an A-. I don't think it was. I think just my expectations are what let me down. So I can't let that be the reason why I give it a bad grade. I think it was an A-. I thought every match delivered the way it was supposed to. It would be a little bit higher if the I always say that. The Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly match would have went a little longer, I think. I could have probably bumped it to an A even, but I'm going to say an A-.
So for better or for worse, my grading system is unfortunately weighted, and again, for better or for worse, maybe it should or shouldn't be. My grading system is based on, prior NXT pay-per-views that have just been through the roof, insanely, phenomenally good. I'm actually going to give this one a B. I was really disappointed with the Adam Cole O'Reilly match. I mean, I don't feel like they were given enough time. I thought the ending was abrupt. I thought the first fall was abrupt. The first 2 matches were good. I just kind of, generally, don't get me wrong, I like the order of the card. I can't put my finger on it. I feel like maybe it's WWE in general. Like they're giving too much time to vignettes. Some of these matches I feel like could have been longer. I gotta say that my grade would probably be even a B- if the Walter and Dragunov match wasn't as good as it was. and maybe I'm grading it too harshly. Maybe I should give it a B+. I don't think I'm quite there. I'm gonna give it a B because I also question the ending of the NXT title match. I really feel like it should have been a Coquina clutch ending instead of just, I don't know. That's really the best way I can explain it. Yeah, and Jason makes a good point. I mean, that's maybe part of the intangible that I couldn't put my finger on. The mid-card outshined the rest of the card.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think that was inevitable just with those two specifically, and you can't have the UK title match main event.
But, I mean,
pay-per-view,
you could have had it be like just a super solid opener.
Agreed.
Well, guys,
we're going to close up the NXT
we closed
drawing. It was closed at 9:30, so thank you guys for submitting. We're going to get those populated in so we can do the drawing for this poster. Guys, again, thank you so much for watching along with us tonight. We obviously enjoy hanging out with you guys and talking wrestling and fruit snacks and Cinnabon and all of those great side conversations. I think it's safe to say that we all agree that match of the night was the UK title match. Congratulations to Dragunov for that win.
Indeed.
And, interesting to see. We got a very interesting week of wrestling ahead of us with all that has happened this weekend. And when I say all, I mean there was a lot, from returns to title changes to maybe questionable story writing or booking, however you want to call it. All of that will be discussed this Wednesday, so make sure that you tune in this Wednesday, 9 a.m. Central Time, 10 a.m. Eastern Time, and hear what we have to say about it. Go ahead, make sure you turn in your questions to our Going Broadway Facebook page, and we will discuss as many questions as we can concerning what you'd like to know about our thoughts on what happened all of this past weekend, because you guys have asked a lot tonight, so I know we'll have plenty of questions to go through this Wednesday. But Alex, I'll turn it over to you, and let's get this drawing going.
And as far as our fan mail goes, you guys can actually join if you're interested, I can send you a private link. I don't post this link publicly because I try to keep it, I'll say reserved for people that, watch us live, and, I don't advertise this a ton. But if you're interested in being part of our Discord page or our Discord channel, 100% free. If you're interested, send us a private Facebook message through our Going Broadway Podcast Facebook page. I can send you a link for it. And we have a spot specifically for fan mail. It's kind of like a private blog that has individual topics. So that way you guys can give your thoughts on AEW in a specific area, WWE in a specific area, NXT in a specific area, independent wrestling, NWA, Ring of Honor in specific areas, and so on and so forth. So looks like everybody has been populated over. So let's do this drawing. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, as Triple H would say, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Number 10 is going to be our winner, and that winner is Terry Skog.
Terry.
Congrats, Terry.
Congrats to Terry.
Message us through our Going Broadway Podcast Facebook page to claim your poster.
Reminder, we only ship in the lower 48 states. If you are not in that category, you will have to cover some of the shipping costs.
And I don't know if you want to do that for a poster. I'm just being 100% honest.
Make sure you reach out to us. We can discuss all the shipping requirements and all that stuff via the Facebook page.
Indeed. Congrats to Terry. Congrats to Brian. Again, you never know when we're going to do giveaways. We'll announce them sometimes. Sometimes we won't. Obviously, that NXT UK belt was not announced ahead of time. That just means you got to tune in and find out, whether it's a Wednesday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Central, whether it's a watch party. You got to tune in and find out. And hopefully, if you tune in, you're not doing it just for the giveaways. Hopefully, we're entertaining enough and informative enough that you'll come back and stick around every week. But unfortunately, for now, it's about that time. Cole, any final thoughts?
Guys, as always, thank you for watching the greatest wrestling podcast ever. We sincerely appreciate it. Make sure you go get all that Going Broadway podcast merchandise. We got a brand new WCW parody tribute shirt, whatever you'd like to call it. You go ahead and get those hoodies ordered too, as I always will let you know. These are made to order. So by the time you get them, it will be pretty close to hoodie season. These are comfortable. They fit well. They look nice. They stay nice. So make sure that you grab yourself one of those. Go ahead and invite all of your friends to our Going Broadway Podcast Facebook page. We are 49 likes away from giving away 3 belts. And I know some of y'all have been waiting a good long minute for that drawing. So
we all have.
Make sure you are inviting, because how dope would it be to do that before we have Tully Blanchard on the show. Tully Blanchard, November
Tell you what.
4th. Let's show the preview clip just real quick.
Indeed.
Awesome.
I had us muted.
Awesome. That's going to be November 4th at our regular start times, 9 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Eastern time. So make sure you're going to be a part of that. And other than that, guys, until this Wednesday, grab you some fruit snacks, some Cinnabon. Enjoy it. And I leave you with your favorite thing in the entire world.
I had to leave you hanging on that one, guys. I reset the soundboard earlier, and I actually forgot to switch over to our sound effects. Thanks so much, guys, and hopefully we will see you this Wednesday at 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Central. Wrong soundbite. Catch you guys later.
This podcast was a presentation of LightUpMedia.fm.